Greetings, seekers of truth, and a warm welcome to The Morale. Today on The Morale, you are listening to Patrick King's Read People Like a Book. What if you could read people's minds? Or what if you could understand someone's mentality, thoughts, and feelings just by looking at them? In today's audio, we will learn how you can read people's inner feelings and thoughts from their behavior and language. Let's not delay any further and get started. Chapter 1. Reading Physical Expressions and Body Language. First, we will discuss techniques for understanding other people's attitudes, emotions, and intentions through the analysis of physical expressions and body language. Only 7% of human communication happens through words. The remaining 93% of communication happens nonverbally. Body language is a powerful medium for expressing human attitudes and emotions. It often reveals more truth than words because body language is often expressed subconsciously and is difficult to control. When reading body language, three main aspects need to be considered. Number 1, gestures. Number 2, facial expressions. Number 3, body position, i.e., posture. Number 1, gestures. Gestures are an important part of body language. They reveal a person's attitude and intentions. Let's discuss some common gestures and their meanings. Clenched fists. If someone clenches their fists while talking, it indicates internal tension or anger. Hand gestures. Using hand gestures while talking is usually a sign of confidence and enthusiasm. However, excessive hand gestures can also indicate anxiety or discomfort. Crossed arms. This is a defensive gesture. If someone crosses their arms, it reveals their discomfort, resistance, or desire for self-protection. Open palms. This indicates honesty and openness. If someone keeps their palms open while talking, it shows their credibility and sincere attitude. Number 2, facial expressions. Facial expressions are the most direct medium for expressing human emotions. Patrick King mentions that when reading facial expressions, certain things should be paid attention to. Eyes. The eyes are called the windows to the soul. Emotions and intentions can be easily understood through the eyes. Eye contact. Direct eye contact indicates confidence and honesty. However, excessive eye contact can also be aggressive or uncomfortable. Pupil dilation. Pupil dilation usually indicates interest or excitement. It is a strong indicator of human emotion. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are an important medium for expressing emotions. Raised eyebrows. This indicates surprise or interest. Furrowed eyebrows. This is a sign of thought, worry, or anger. Smile. A smile is not always a sign of happiness. The type of smile can indicate whether it is genuine or fake. Genuine smile. A genuine smile involves crinkling at the corners of the eyes and raised cheeks. Fake smile. A fake smile only involves the lips moving. The corners of the eyes do not crinkle. Number 3, body position, i.e., posture. Body posture reveals a person's attitude and confidence. Let's discuss some common body postures and their meanings. Upright posture. This indicates confidence and honesty. If someone stands upright, it shows their confidence and active attitude. Slouched posture. This is a sign of discomfort, tiredness, or lack of confidence. If someone sits slouched, it reveals their negative attitude. Body orientation. If someone stands or sits facing you, it indicates their interest and attention. However, if someone faces away from you, it reveals their disinterest or discomfort. 4. Other important body language. There are some other important body language cues that are extremely helpful for understanding people's attitudes and emotions. Foot position. Foot position reveals a person's attitude. If someone points their feet towards you, it indicates their interest. However, if someone points their feet away from you or moves them away, it reveals their disinterest or discomfort. Head nodding. Head nodding is usually a sign of agreement or interest. However, excessive head nodding can also indicate anxiety or discomfort. Personal space. Everyone has a personal space that they like to keep others out of. If someone comes very close to you, it indicates their interest or aggressive attitude. However, if someone stays away from you, it reveals their disinterest or discomfort. Chapter 2. Reading People's Thoughts and Intentions. This section primarily discusses various psychological techniques and cues for understanding people's unspoken thoughts, intentions, and attitudes. Our body posture, facial expressions, eye movements, and behavior reveal subconscious information about the human mind. Here, we will learn how we can determine others' thoughts and intentions from these gestures, speech patterns, and behaviors. Number 1. Microexpression, subconsciously revealed emotions. The brief, fleeting expressions that quickly appear on a person's face are called microexpressions. They typically last 0.5 seconds or less, and people cannot control them intentionally. Key microexpressions and their meanings. Anger, eyebrows drawn together, lips pressed tightly, eyes narrowed. Fear, eyes widened, eyebrows raised, mouth open in an O shape. Happiness, crow's feet around eyes, bright face, smile lines deepen. Dislike or contempt, one side of the lip raised or eyebrows furrowed. Recognition technique. When talking to someone, pay attention to their fleeting facial expressions. If someone is talking with a smile but fear or worry appears in their eyes, they might be hiding something. Reading eye movements and intentions. The eyes are called the windows to the soul. Here it is explained how to understand if someone is telling the truth or lying from their eye movements. Different eye movements have different meanings, such as looking up to the left, trying to recall something from memory, indicates truth-telling. Looking up to the right, imagining or constructing something. Looking down, sign of shame, remorse, or self-reflection. Looking directly into the eyes, sign of confidence. However, staring for a long time can indicate an aggressive attitude. Recognition technique. If someone repeatedly looks to the upper right when answering a question, they might be lying because they are then imagining the answer. You can also read people from their tone of voice and speech patterns. For example, Patrick King explained that a person's intentions can also be understood from the fluctuations and pace of their voice. Slow and smooth voice indicates confidence, calmness, and credibility. Fast and trembling voice indicates nervousness or lying. Irregular voice fluctuations indicates discomfort or dishonesty. Unnecessary pauses or stopping indicates potential lying, as the person is taking time to fabricate the lie. Recognition technique. If someone suddenly stops or their voice changes while answering a question, they might be hiding something. Reading thoughts from body posture and gestures. A person's subconscious body posture reveals their true feelings. Open body language, sign of a confident and transparent personality. Closed body language, crossing arms or legs, indicates a defensive attitude or discomfort. Frequently touching face or nose indicates lying. Pay attention to the feet. If someone points their feet towards the door, they probably want to leave. Clenched fists, sign of anger or excitement. Recognition technique. If someone points their toes towards the door or slightly moves their body away while talking, they are likely feeling uncomfortable. Number 5. Subconscious gestures and intentions. Here it is explained how small gestures or habits reveal a person's intentions. Touching hair, nervousness or an attempt to boost confidence. Licking lips, lying or nervousness. Cracking knuckles, sign of restlessness or anxiety. Shifting weight while standing, discomfort or desire to leave. By observing body posture, eye movements, microexpressions, and conversation, one can read people's thoughts and intentions. Applying these techniques will help you understand the deep feelings and intentions of people's minds, which can be effective in personal and professional life. Chapter 3. Reading People Through Their Words. It is possible to learn a lot about a person's attitude, inner mentality, and their level of trust through their language and words. Number 1. Word choice and usage. A person's word choice reveals their personality, emotions, and mental state. Some people use very clear and direct language, which indicates their confidence and clarity. On the other hand, some people use uncertain or vague language, which may express their uncertainty or doubt. For example, if someone says, "I think this might be right," it expresses their uncertainty or doubt. Conversely, if someone says, "I am sure this is right," it expresses their confidence and firmness. Word choice not only reveals personality, but also indicates social status and relationship dynamics. For example, a person who often uses formal language is likely of high social status or works in a formal environment. Sentence structure and length. A person's sentence structure and length reveal their thought process and communication style. Some people use very short and direct sentences, which indicates their efficiency and clarity. On the other hand, some people use very long and complex sentences, which may indicate their tendency to think in detail or uncertainty. For example, if someone says, "I will do it," it expresses their determination and clarity. Conversely, if someone says, "I think I might be able to do it, but I'm not sure," it expresses their uncertainty or doubt. Sentence structure and length not only reveal personality, but also indicate social and cultural influences. For example, in some cultures, long and complex sentences are used, which reflects their tendency for detailed thinking. Number 3, analyzing word selection. When you listen to someone speak, you can analyze many things from their word selection. If someone typically uses hard, sharp, and bold words, it might indicate their confidence and clear attitude. Conversely, if someone repeatedly uses uncertain, vague, or soft words, they might have apprehension, doubt, or lack of confidence. Number 4, speech patterns and pace. Language is not just a combination of words. It also depends on speech patterns and pace. If someone speaks very fast, they might be excited or nervous. But if they speak slowly, they might be thoughtful. Often, the pace and style of speech reveal a lot about their feelings and reactions. Number 5, relevance and topic selection. What people are talking about reveals a large part of their intentions. If they always discuss one type of topic, it gives an idea about their interests or feelings. For example, if someone often talks about their career, it might indicate their professional attitude and ambition. Again, if someone talks more about personal relationships or domestic matters, it might reflect their interest in relationships and their importance. By analyzing a person's speaking style, word selection, and sentence structure patterns, you can learn a lot about their mental state, personality, and intentions. Anyone can express their nature or thoughts through words, and it is possible for you to analyze it if you can correctly understand their words, pace, and pronunciation. Language is not only a medium for communicating with each other, it is also a reflection of your hobbies, thoughts, and personality. Chapter 4. Common personality traits and what they reveal. Personality traits can be divided into several categories, such as number 1, extroverted, privacy-loving, i.e., introverted personality, empathetic personality, logical personality, emotional personality, controlling personality, collaborative personality. These traits exist in every human being in varying degrees and influence their behavior and relationships. Number 1, extroverted personality. Extroverted individuals are social, enthusiastic, and prefer spending time with others. Their main characteristics are: they enjoy socializing and meeting new people. They are usually confident and like to express themselves. How to recognize them? They actively participate in conversations. Their body language is open and welcoming. They are more active in group work. How to communicate with them? Talk to them enthusiastically and positively. Encourage them to participate in social events or group activities. Number 2, introverted personality. Introverted individuals prefer spending time alone, and their energy comes from solitude. Their main characteristics are: they prefer to spend time alone and participate less in social events. They think deeply and remain absorbed in their own thoughts. They can easily feel tired from excessive stimulation. How to recognize them? They participate less in conversations and prefer to listen. Their body language is reserved and less expressive. They are more active in solitary work. How to communicate with them? Respect their solitude and do not pressure them. Have deep and meaningful conversations with them. Thank them for their help and cooperation. Number 3. Empathetic personality. Empathetic individuals are skilled at understanding others' feelings and connecting with them. Their main characteristics are: they can easily understand others' feelings. They prefer to help others. They are emotional and can be affected by others' feelings. How to recognize them? They prefer to listen to and solve others' problems. Their body language is sympathetic and affectionate. They pay more attention to social relationships. How to communicate with them? Value their feelings and have emotional conversations with them. Thank them for their help and cooperation. Number 4. Logical personality. Logical individuals make decisions based on information and logic. They analyze problems to find solutions. They prioritize logic over emotion. How to recognize them? They use logic and facts in conversations. Their body language is controlled and less emotional. They are skilled at problem solving. How to communicate with them? Talk to them based on logic and facts. Avoid emotional behavior. Emotional personality. Emotional individuals make decisions based on their feelings and are clear in expressing their emotions. Their main characteristics are: they are emotional and clear in expressing their feelings. They can understand others' feelings. They are creative and imaginative. How to recognize them? They express emotions in conversations. Their body language is emotional and expressive. They are more active in creative work. How to communicate with them? Respect their emotions and be sympathetic with them. Encourage their creativity and imagination. Controlling personality. Controlling individuals prefer to control their environment and others. Their main characteristics are: they want to control their environment and others. They prefer to take charge. They are usually confident and like to give directions. How to recognize them? They lead conversations and make decisions. Their body language is confident and controlled. They lead in group work. How to communicate with them? Respect their leadership and be cooperative with them. Avoid conflict regarding their controlling nature. Number 7. Collaborative. Collaborative individuals are skilled at teamwork and prefer cooperating with others. Their main characteristics are: they can communicate well with others. They can understand others' feelings. How to recognize them? They prefer to listen to others' opinions in conversations. Their body language is collaborative and open. They are more active in group work. How to communicate with them? Be cooperative with them and value their opinions. Encourage them to participate in teamwork. Every person's personality is different, and understanding them allows us to build better relationships with others. By analyzing personality traits, we can improve our communication skills and become more successful. Chapter 5. Spotting Lies and Deception. Here, we will learn how to recognize the signs of lying and deception in people. We will learn in detail how to differentiate between truth and lies. This chapter is very important because in our daily lives, we often fall victim to people's lies. And if we can identify these lies, we can protect ourselves in many situations. Number 1. The natural tendency to lie. The tendency to lie is natural in humans. From childhood, we lie for various reasons. Sometimes to protect ourselves, sometimes to not hurt others' feelings, and sometimes to gain an advantage for ourselves. Patrick King says that this tendency to lie is a part of our social life. But problems arise when these lies cause harm. Therefore, being able to spot lies is very important. Number 2. A person's body language while lying. When lying, changes occur in a person's body language. These changes can be very subtle, but with proper observation, they can be recognized. Some common body language cues seen when lying are: eye contact. Many believe that people cannot maintain eye contact while lying, but Patrick King says this notion is not entirely true. Some people maintain eye contact while lying. Others avoid eye contact. However, pupils may dilate while lying, which is an important signal. Hand gestures. Changes occur in hand gestures when lying. They might fold their hands or touch their face with their hands. Such gestures are commonly seen when lying. Body movements. When lying, people feel uncomfortable, and this discomfort is revealed through body movements. They might repeatedly move their feet or change their sitting position. Number 3. Changes in voice. Changes also occur in a person's voice when lying. They might talk faster or their voice might tremble. Sometimes they take unnatural pauses while talking or repeat the same thing. Such changes in voice are an important signal of lying. Number 4. Mental signals. Changes also occur in a person's mental state when lying. They might become more defensive or inconsistencies appear in their speech. Patrick King says that when lying, people usually give excessively detailed information in their story to make it seem believable. But this extra detailed information often creates inconsistencies in the story. Number 5. Techniques for detecting lies. Patrick King teaches some effective techniques for detecting lies here. Using these techniques, we can easily identify lies. Asking questions. The easiest way to detect a lie is to ask questions. If you doubt someone's words, ask them various questions. When lying, people usually create inconsistencies in their story, and these inconsistencies can be revealed through questioning. Observing body language. Changes occur in body language when lying. So, if you doubt someone's words, observe their body language. Look at their eyes, watch their hand gestures, and notice their body movements. Listening to voice. Changes occur in voice when lying. So, if you doubt someone's words, listen to their voice. Is their voice getting faster or trembling? Such changes can be signals of lying. Number 6. The importance of being able to spot lies. Being able to spot lies is very important in our lives. If we can spot lies, we can protect ourselves in many situations. If we can identify someone's lie, we can stay away from that person or protect ourselves by not believing their words. If we regularly observe people's body language, voice, and mental signals, we can gradually acquire the skill of spotting lies. This skill will be beneficial in many areas of our lives, and we can protect ourselves in many situations. Chapter 6. The Dark Triad. Narcissism, Machiavellianism, and Psychopathy. Here the author discusses in depth 3 dark aspects of human personality: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. The dark triad is a combination of 3 personality traits. Narcissism. Excessive self-importance, overvaluing one's own importance, and lack of empathy towards others. Machiavellianism. Strategically using others, prioritizing goal achievement over morality. Psychopathy. Lack of emotion, impulsivity, and lack of empathy towards others. Although these 3 traits are separate, they often overlap with each other. Individuals with dark triad traits are generally selfish, manipulative, and indifferent to others' feelings or well-being. Number 1. Narcissism. Narcissism is a personality trait where the individual considers themselves extremely important and craves praise and attention from others. Narcissistic individuals often present themselves in an exaggerated manner and ignore others' needs or feelings. Signs of narcissism. Narcissistic individuals overvalue their own abilities, beauty, and success. They constantly seek praise and attention from others. They do not value others' feelings or needs. How to deal with narcissistic individuals. Reduce the need to give them praise and attention. Be aware of their behavior and be cautious of their manipulation. Set boundaries and hold them accountable for their behavior. Number 1. Narcissism. Narcissism is a personality trait where the individual considers themselves extremely important and craves praise and attention from others. Narcissistic individuals often present themselves in an exaggerated manner and ignore others' needs or feelings. Signs of narcissism. Narcissistic individuals overvalue their own abilities, beauty, and success. They constantly seek praise and attention from others. They do not value others' feelings or needs. How to deal with narcissistic individuals. Reduce the need to give them praise and attention. Be aware of their behavior and be cautious of their manipulation. Set boundaries and hold them accountable for their behavior. Number 2. Machiavellianism.
Machiavellianism is a personality trait where the individual strategically uses others to achieve their own goals. Machiavellian individuals prioritize their own interests over morality or ethics. Signs of Machiavellianism. They use situations and people for their own advantage. They prioritize goal achievement over making ethical decisions. They are often suspicious of others and do not want to trust them. How to deal with Machiavellian individuals. Be aware of their tactics. Communicate with them directly and clearly. Hold them accountable for their behavior and challenge their tactics. Number 3. Psychopathy. Psychopathy is a personality trait where the individual lacks emotion, lacks empathy towards others, and shows impulsivity. Psychopathic individuals often engage in criminal behavior and ignore social norms. Signs of psychopathy. They ignore others' feelings or pain. They often break the law and ignore social rules. They make impulsive decisions and prefer taking risks. How to deal with psychopathic individuals. Be aware of their behavior and avoid getting involved with them. Hold them accountable for their behavior and do not condone their criminal actions. To deal with dark triad individuals, awareness, setting boundaries, and accountability are essential. By employing these strategies, you can protect yourself from their negative influence.
Chapter 7. The Psychology of Influence and Persuasion. The Psychology of Influence and Persuasion. Here, the author explains in detail how to influence people's decision-making processes and how to persuade effectively. Number 1. Influence and persuasion are processes through which one person can change another person's behavior, thoughts, or decisions. However, there are some fundamental differences between them. Influence. This is the ability to indirectly change another person's behavior or thoughts. Influence is often long-term and is built on relationships, trust, and confidence. Persuasion. This is directly inducing another person to make a specific decision. Persuasion is often short-term and works based on logic, emotion, or pressure. Some fundamental psychological principles work behind influence and persuasion. These principles influence human behavior and decision-making processes. Principle of reciprocity. According to this principle, people want to return something after receiving something from others. This principle is very effective in persuasion. For example, if you give something or help someone, they will be more willing to comply with your request. Principle of social proof. According to this principle, people follow the behavior of others. This principle is often used in advertising and marketing. For example, if a product is used by many people, new buyers will be more interested in buying that product. Principle of authority. According to this principle, people are more willing to listen to authoritative individuals. This principle is very effective in persuasion. For example, if a doctor or expert recommends a product or service, people will be more interested in buying it. Commitment and consistency. According to this principle, people want to maintain consistency with their commitments and previous decisions. This principle is very effective in persuasion. For example, if someone makes a small commitment, they will be more willing to keep a larger commitment. Liking. According to the principle of liking, people are more willing to listen to those they like. This principle is very effective in persuasion. For example, if you like someone, they will be more willing to comply with your request. Scarcity. According to the principle of scarcity, people value things more that are not easily available. This principle is often used in marketing. For example, if a product is available for a limited time, people will be more interested in buying it. Number 3. Persuasion techniques. Foot in the door technique. According to this technique, you first make a small request and later a larger request. After agreeing to the small request, the person will be more willing to agree to the larger request. Door in the face technique. According to this technique, you first make a large request that the person will likely reject. Later, you make a smaller request that the person will be more willing to agree to.
Lowball technique. According to this technique, you first make an offer that is very attractive to the person. Later, you change the terms of the offer, but the person will be more willing to accept the offer. Buy-in technique. According to this technique, you persuade the person to make a decision and later help them maintain consistency with that decision. The techniques of influence and persuasion are very powerful. However, it is very important to use them ethically. The core principles of ethical persuasion. Honesty. Maintaining honesty in persuasion is very important. Persuasion should not be done using false information or deception. Respect. Respecting others' freedom and decisions is very important. Persuasion should not be done by force or pressure. The goal of persuasion should be the welfare of others. Persuasion should not be used for harmful or detrimental purposes. Number 4. Application of influence and persuasion. The techniques of influence and persuasion can be applied in personal, social, and professional life. Personal relationships. For example, you can use these techniques to maintain good relationships with your partner or family members. Workplace. For example, you can use these techniques to persuade your colleague or boss. Marketing and sales. For example, you can use these techniques to persuade customers to buy your product or service. Understanding the psychology of influence and persuasion is very important. The techniques of influence and persuasion are very powerful. Using these techniques, you can achieve success in personal, social, and professional life.
The book, Read People Like a Book, teaches us a powerful skill that can have a huge impact on personal and professional life. This book shows how we can understand people's thoughts, intentions, and emotions by analyzing body language, facial expressions, word choice, and behavior. The most important thing is that this knowledge is useful not only for understanding others, but also for understanding oneself better. When you learn to pick up on people's unconscious cues, your decision-making ability, communication skills, and the depth of your relationships will become more enriched. So, learn to read the mental signals behind human behavior and see the world around you more clearly. Thank you. Stay well, stay healthy, and continue listening to The Moral. We want more people to join us in our initiative to spread knowledge and truth.